Good morning to all my dear learners. This is the revision part of this chapter, and today we are going to deal with our new topic. Okay, so let's finish this chapter today. So we were discussing about all the components of physical fitness. So this is the unit 10th, and we are going the revision of this chapter. So what is the meaning of training? So training means giving practical as well as theoretical knowledge. In this chapter, students will be able to see what is exactly training and how to enhance your strength, how to enhance your potential, how to enhance your fitness and all. Okay, so let's learn one by one what is exactly training and what is the meaning of training exactly in a life of a person. So let's begin with the first thing, that is strength. So it is the ability of our muscles to overcome resistance. Right now the question come here is that what is the strength and what are the types of strength, how strength is measured. So strength is measured by dynamometer. There are three types of strength basically: maximum strength, strength endurance, and explosive strength. As you can see here, the first diagram says you this is maximum strength, the ability to act against maximum resistance. You can see this example of strength endurance. While playing football, the game requires strength as well as endurance. Explosive strength, we have a lot of example, like you can see this girl, this is the best example for the strength endurance. So this diagram also tell you a lot of things. So basically this types of strength that we should know is, yes, very important. Now we need to know, as this is the revision part, so we need to go a little bit faster. There are methods of development, three methods: isotonic exercise, isometric exercise, and isokinetic exercise. Isotonic exercise is given by D. Loney. Isotonic exercise is given by D. Loney, and these exercise was first given by D. Loney in 1954. Iso means same and tonic means muscle length. It has two types, concentric and eccentric, right? So we have a form of thing with us. We have one of very important thing, a chart we have for this chapter. We can go through that. If we talk about isometric exercise, so it is given by Hittiger and Muller, and it is given in 1953. If you talk about the next exercise, that is the isokinetic. So isokinetic, which is given by the next person, that is called Perrine. And when we talk about isokinetic, so these are the exercise which is firstly introduced by Perrine, and the year was 1968. Iso means same, and the meaning of kinetic means motion. Now we need to know the chart. Okay, so what is the chart? With these is the perfect chart which helps to understand the strength. So like isometric exercise, which is given by Hittiger and Muller, and D. Loney, which is isotonic exercise given, and isokinetic is given by Perrine. If we throw or see about the movements, so no visible movements by isometric, visible movements like concentric, eccentric, and isotonic and isokinetic. In the same way, this chart has to be understood properly. Endurance, it's the ability to resistance, it's the ability to overcome fatigue. So if we go to the types of endurance, so aerobic endurance and anaerobic endurance. Aerobic endurance, it means the exercise which is done in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic endurance, which means the exercise which is done in the absence of oxygen, right? Further, we have basic endurance, general endurance, specific endurance, mid-term endurance, short-term endurance, longer-term endurance, etc. Basically we understood about endurance. Now the point is that how to improve our endurance. So we have three basic kind of methods through which we can improve our endurance, and the methods on my screen. So continuous training method, interval training method, and fartlek training method. So we have these three activities, these three methods by which we can improve our endurance. So I'm going to tell you how. First is continuous training method. So what does this continuous training method tell us? Continuous training method, it means you will have to continuously running, whether your pace is slow, whether your pace is faster, or whether your pace is variable. So continuous training method means you will have to run continuously, either with the slow pace, either with the fast pace and variable pace. So we got here the three things, the three kinds of things in endurance: slow, faster, variable, etc. Now the next thing is slow continuous training method that we had understood. Fast continuous training method, right? This is the fast continuous training method, which is good for the sprinters. And the next one is the continuous training method, like variable continuous training method, right? So interval training method means what? Which is interval training method is given by Voldmar and Chrysler, and it is based on the principle of workout, rest, workout. Okay, now let's move on the next training method, which is called a fartlek training method. So fartlek training method, what we need to know, I'm just gonna show you that also. Fartlek training method is basically in the environment, and fartlek is very important training method in which an individual will have to run in a natural environment, and sometime with running, jogging, then simply sprint. The fartlek training methods is basically given by Ostrand and Gosta Holmer. In this training method, a person will have to run in the natural area where the means of transport are generally not available. So like climbing a mountain, then jogging, then running and all. So we do have the athlete himself regulate his speed, but he always keep in mind that he has to reach at the finish point at the desired time. Natural resources are selected, and it should be a hill region, forest or riverbed kind of area, and to villages, country field, etc. So here we have a good example like a mixed running, and the blue one which is showing a running pace, jogging pace, sprint. So the difference in the pace of an individual in the natural environment, this help in the development of endurance too. So there are various advantages, like it's off-season period, it's become so creative, experience with the nature, it motivate a person with the joy, full the free of boredom, it develop lot of tactics, it brings control of a person. It must have a lot of problems, like it is not pre-planned path, may accident be occur, its actual running track is also missing. Coach do not have a full access over the students, and the path may be dangerous. So these are the advantages as well the disadvantages of the things. Let's move on and let's see the next thing is speed. So students, speed is something with the ability to move or to do work as fast as possible. It is basically depends on the genetical factor WMF, white muscle fiber. So speed basically three things are there that we need to know: reaction ability, acceleration ability, movement of speed, locomotor ability, and speed endurance. So reaction ability, when you bring your body into action. Acceleration ability, it means to attain a maximum speed. Speed of movement, to just finish the race. And locomotor ability is that ability in which a person what do to change the speed with a longer duration of time. So locomotor ability is the ability of a body to perform an activity for a longer duration with high speed and with change in direction. It's maybe of two types. Okay, so these four things we need to keep in our mind. Now there are two methods by which we can enhance our speed, and two methods are acceleration training method and pace run training method. In acceleration run training method, a person enhance the maximum speed, acceleration zone. So these are that training method in which we enhance our acceleration zone to attain a maximum speed in a minimum time. And if we're going to talk about the pace run training method, so which is depends on the constant pace. So pace or run means running at the whole distance with a constant speed. So if you want to maintain your uniform speed, you must go for the pace run training method. Okay, so that's fine with it. Now we're going to learn about the flexibility. So flexibility is the ability of our joints to move in maximum range. Flexibility is also a genetic term. So what are the types of flexibility we must know? So we have a flow chart that helps you to understand what is the types of flexibility. So flexibility is basically of two types: active flexibility and passive flexibility. Active flexibility of two types: static and dynamic. Passive, it means a helper is required. Active, it means self movements are done. Static means some exercise which is done at the same place, and dynamic, it means exercise which are not doing at the same place. Okay, so these are some activities which is done for ballistic training method, like to self movements like stretching and all. Static training method, it means to sit at a place and doing some yoga asanas. Dynamic stretching, it means doing some exercise which is in motion. PNF technique, what is this PNF technique is all about? So I'll be telling you about it. PNF technique, it means these are the advanced sports person who gain flexibility, so contraction of muscles before stretching, and it is an attempt to achieve maximal muscle relaxation. So PNF से muscles का maximum relaxation होता है. You can see this. Now the next thing in our thing is coordinative ability, the ability to perform movement with perfection and efficiency. So we do have different things here, so I'll be telling you one by one about that. So one should have various coordinative abilities like adaptive ability. What is this adaptive ability? To adapt a movement. जैसे ही आपके पास में फुटबॉल में बॉल है, you adapt it and you kick it. Next is balance ability. While doing yoga and all, we must have a balanced, stable position. That is the balance ability. Combinatory ability means put partial movements together to perform a complex movement. Right? Kinesthetic ability, it means the ability students to realize the kinesthetic and dynamic features of a movement. Got it? Rhythm ability, when you do activity for a longer duration, that's the ability to observe or perceive a rhythm of a movement and perform it nicely. Orientation ability, it means to determine the position of the body, and it is to the part of time and understand the physics principles and apply in a physical education. Coupling ability, it means the ability to combine the movements of different body parts and performing for sports perfection, like both boxing and wrestling needed it. So this was all about today's chapter. This was a revision chapter of this part, unit 10. So this, take care, bye bye, a lot of love and blessings to all my dear lovely students. Keep learning, bye bye, take care.